Alright, you lot. Let's have a little look at this, shall we? Do let me know if the volume levels are incorrect. As always, balance on XSplit's end is more of a suggestion than it is a science. What annoys me is I could have been way into this game already. I've actually had review code since last week, and only now have I actually got that sodding pad to work with it. And you might ask, well, why would you get the pad to work with it? Because it's a Dark Souls game. Trust me, I tried the keyboard and mouse. It was a hellish experience. It was not even worth the effort. It might be a little better, just a little better than the first one when it comes to the keyboard and mouse controls, but if you're not using a pad for this, you're probably in for a horrible time. Just making you aware of that. So, yeah, I got nowhere with the review code at all. The only reason I found out about this fix was apparently... Oh, voice cracking. That will clean up by the time that I've spoken. This is hardly unusual. This is not fixable. This is a problem that happens with XSplit, and it goes away after like a minute. So, whatever. Anyway, the fix is the same as it was in Dark Souls 1. If you have any other HID-compliant human interface devices that are set to game controller, you have to disable them in the control panel in order to get things work. Otherwise, it just will not do anything. So, I have actually got the pad to work now, which is nice. Telling me about crackling is absolutely pointless. There's no fix for it. It will go away. It's probably gone away already, considering there's a 45-second delay. I'll have a look at the options if you like. We can do that. I can actually upscale this game, but I don't think doing that on the stream makes any sense. You can see here I've got a couple of upscale resolutions that I can play around with. I did get it running at 256 by 1440, doing a downscale, which was pretty good. It actually gave me a slightly better visual fidelity, but if I went all the way up to 4K, it actually crashed the game. So that didn't work too well. This all needs to be maxed out. Oh yeah, the visual options are a hell of a lot better than they were in the previous one. Let's turn off camera motion blur, because that looks terrible. The AA on this is apparently just FXAA, which is not very good. So you have to inject something that's a bit better. I imagine that in a couple of days, the Durante stuff will be a lot better. Texture quality high. It looks a bit better than the console version, but it certainly doesn't look incredible. If you are hoping for that. Alright, we'll dive in. We'll just start a new character. I assume the voice has fixed itself by now. I would assume that is the case. Do let me know before we start. If it's still crackling, then I'll have to probably restart XSplit, so do let me know. Yeah, this is the PC version. It runs a solid 60, which is good. It's a huge improvement. There we go. Yeah. I told you, it fixes every time. It takes about a minute, and then it fixes. Every time. The layout's really weird. Like, I'll show you the key bindings once I get into the game. It's really strange. I tried it, and it just really confused the hell out of me. Hopefully we have subtitles on. Yes, we do it. Right, you've probably seen the intro already, and you can see it on YouTube if you need to, so we'll skip through this. This we can say. I'll say it definitely looks a bit better than the console version. It doesn't look incredible, though. I mean, you'll notice cloth textures there. Not brilliant. That's pretty hideous, but... Again, I imagine that things will get sorted out fairly early on with this, once Durante gets his hands on it. There's a couple of little fixes you can put in already, which involve injecting things like a different form of AA. But I haven't messed around too much with that. Alright, there we go. So, yes, this does run at a solid 60. Obviously, the stream is running at 30. I could stream at 60, but it generally decreases the visual fidelity. I don't have the bandwidth to stream at 60 at a good fidelity, so that's just the way of it. I'll show you the options menu is quite nice, actually. It's all mouse-controlled now, which is a hell of a improvement compared to previously. And you've got all things like player status and drop-down menus and your inventory. You can access all of this, but again, I have tried to play with keyboard and mouse, and it is just terrible. Performance is, again, rock solid 60. I've not noticed a single drop in the attempts that I've had to play it. But if you look at the key bindings, some of them are really, really strange. You can rebind, which is obviously a huge improvement. But this is all... If you use the mouse a lot, you're combining a lot of stuff, like control right-click, shift right-click, double right-click. For all of this kind of stuff, click the mouse wheel in. It's a bit weird. Obviously, you can fix it all yourself if you like. There doesn't appear to be an option to allow you to bind different items to different keys. Otherwise, you've just got the up, down, left, right, which is not particularly good. But as I've said to pretty much everybody, there is absolutely no point in a million sodding years in playing it with a keyboard and mouse, in my opinion. If you're not playing it with a 360 pad, you're in for a horrible time. I can probably just die there, can't I? Yes. Yeah, controller is the way to go. Pretty much always is. Just the same with the original Dark Souls, but at least this time you get full 60 FPS, you actually get a better options menu. I noticed some what appears to be mouse acceleration, so again, even if you do want to use keyboard and mouse, you'll have a subpar time with it. The texture works a bit better. It's improved, it's not incredible. It's at least not as shitty as the first one was, though. Harry FOV slider. No, it's a third-person game, why would there be? Alright, go into the hut with the bitchy women.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you.
No, we've got 0 frames dropping right now. Any problems are on Twitch's end.
Dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Oh, you can actually type your name, which, at least I think you can anyway, yes, which is something of an improvement, as you can probably see. But it does wipe it if you hit that, so you gotta actually use the mouse for that.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Yeah, I don't have any intention of doing any videos on this whatsoever on my main channel. I might do a bit of streaming, but that'll be about it. It's not worth the hassle. Seriously, it's not. It's just like one of those things. You know, the last time I tried to do a Dark Souls video, I fucked it up hard, and I don't have any intention of making another one. The port is better. Everyone pretty much knows that now. It's common knowledge, and there's no information that I can really give about Dark Souls that's any use to anybody. As for the class, great question. No idea. I've heard Sorcerer is a reasonably easy start. This is not helpful, though. This is kind of weird. I'm not sure why they did that. It's like, oh, look at all this equipment. Like, okay, as someone that didn't play a huge amount of Dark Souls, played a lot of Demon Souls, there are no tooltips here, so I have no idea what any of this shit means. Like, I assume this is a spell of some sort, but I don't know what kind of spell. So you got your Cleric, Bandit. Ooh, looks as silly as he always did. Swordsman, Knight, Warrior. And of course you don't pick Deprived unless you're looking for something particularly... I mean, this guy apparently has a bunch of items, but it doesn't tell me what these items are. So, I couldn't really say. I could probably go with a Sorcerer. Works for me. Overpowered works for me. Cleric seems okay too. I assume the Cleric has a heal as well. And I played primarily just Sword and Board in the original Demon Souls. I didn't play an awful lot of Dark Souls. So, it's hard to say. Things have changed a lot since then. We might Cleric it up. I think it's between Cleric and Sorcerer right now. I like the option of being able to go melee, which it does seem like a sorcerer wouldn't have a huge amount of. Fuck, deprived. Deprived is a trap. No way. It's a tough call. Sorcerer it will be. Gift. God knows. I wouldn't know. Obviously not that. God knows what that is. Or that. I assume life ring, you know? Just something basic that makes sense. Nothing else does. So life ring. Which, for some reason, it didn't select. Let's try again. There we go. I don't really care too much about messing around with the character design. It's not overly concerning. I wish there was actually just a random. That would be nice. There doesn't seem to be, though. I can add a beard, and that would be about it. There. And change the color of the beard. I think regardless of what you do with this game, you're always going to make your character look kind of silly anyway, so... whatever works. Select the bloody thing. The mouse and keyboard controls are not perfect, I'll tell them that for a fact. There we go, I think you have to click it a couple of times to get that to work. Some people are suggesting I go the healing wares instead. That is a lot of useful stuff by the looks of it. I guess that'll work. Okay.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know.
You know,
Go through the door.
I don't really like these. I wonder if I can murder them horribly.
Hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
They really do rub the whole "this is hard, guys" thing into your face, don't they? I'm thinking we just murder them. I would like to know what weapons I've got first. Okay, so that's your staff, and you have a knife. With the staff, you have soul arrow available. How do you even use that? That's a good question. Yeah, it's not a great looking game. I mean, it never was. No doubt about that. You certainly don't do much damage with this, do you? There's a woman with a ladle going after me. And is horribly murdering me with it, I might add. See if I can remember how to parry. Evidently not. I'm gonna die to the ladle, aren't I? That's hilarious. Oh my. That is silly. It does look like, on the at least to me on the stream, that it is dropping frames, so we should have a quick look at that. Just give me a moment. We're dropping onto Twitch, so... Yep. Interesting. Yeah, we're not dropping into Twitch, so I assume it's just on Twitch's end. There we go. I have now died, and I look disgraceful. I also need to remember the controls, which is challenging enough in and of itself, because it's been so long since I've played a Souls game. Well, I bet there's something unpleasant up there. And there is. Shall I murder it? More to the point, can I remember how to sodding lock onto anything? Because I assume you would need that for the ranged, wouldn't you? How the hell do you lock on? Well, that's all in the key binding, so that's no help. I bet if there's anything like a tutorial area like Dark Souls, I have to go one particular way in order to remember what the sodding button is. That said, I would imagine that some of you could probably tell me what the lock-on button is these days. Because it's not that. Maybe I have to get a bit closer. Oh, that's the lock-on button. Okay, I've got it. You've just got to get closer. Alright, so, I mean, I could probably just kill this thing with the soul arrow, right? B is roll. Good to know. Oh, and I got stuck in the terrain. That was lovely. And lost most of my health, which was wonderful. No. Where's the... Oh, that's not the way out. Oh, fuck. Where's the way out? Oh. I should have probably stopped with the lock-on. I'm sure I can kill that, though. Without too much of a problem. Just walking backwards and running into a wall and getting splattered is probably not the best way to do it. I wonder what the reason to kill that is. There probably is one. But kiting it with soul arrow seems to be fairly easy. As long as I don't run into the wall and die. Let's sprint through there again. Grab what souls I had, which was 0, so no one really cares about that. So as long as I don't run into the wall, and I probably can just back through that hole, and I'm pretty sure it can't hit me from there, so why not? And it hit me anyway? Really? Pretty sure I rolled in time there. Guess not. And that's one dead, whatever the hell that is. There we go. Stone ring. No idea what that is. Let's find out. How the sod do you navigate this menu? Okay, it's that. I see. Alright then, so... Where's my ring slot? There we go. Additional reduction of enemy poison. Why not? Twitch chat appears to be broken, by the way. It's probably for the best. Considering. Well, we did go this way, and we did kill whatever that was, so we might as well continue to go this way. Let's see why not. Yep, definitely looks like an old game, though. I mean, I get the whole you don't play Dark Souls for the graphics thing, but sorry if I think we're in 2014. So that doesn't actually go anywhere. That's lovely. So there's actually no point in being there whatsoever by the looks of it. Unless I missed something, which is entirely possible. Well, I've already been in the house. I wonder if there's a way out the back. They'll probably attack me again since I went in there. Yep. She's not a fan. Ow. Maybe I can kite her out and kill her. Evidently. Soul Arrow is obviously slightly overpowered. Oh, and it impacts invisible walls. That's lovely. You know, I'm pretty sure I don't remember in Demon Souls, though. I don't know what it is. Like, it almost seems like the enemy's tracking you a bit. Like it's pivoting on its heel or whatever. I don't remember Demon Souls doing that. It's a bit weird. Alright, she's dead. Lovely. Ah, 3 human effigies. I guess those will be useful. And I suppose we can horribly murder them, because why the hell not? Probably want to switch to a weapon that actually does damage. That would be nice. Interesting you can't lock onto them. Looks like you can kill them, but lock-on doesn't work. Slowly but surely. Stabbing away. I assume to recharge Soul Arrow you need to go to a bonfire, maybe? Is that how it works? She'll eventually die, I'm sure. This is probably a terrible idea, but... Da 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 da. How does one go two-hand? I wonder. Well, it's not that button. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's so strange you can't lock onto them. I wonder if there's like a lore reason for that. It's comically slow to kill any of them. It's fine. I don't have any intention of actually playing a huge amount of this game anyway. So the human effigy one assumes is the way that you unhollow. Seems to be my understanding of it. There's probably something in the house as well. One has to wonder... Oh, it's going to break my weapon already. That's brilliant. Well, here's something I've got a replacement for it. This is as far as I will ever get in Dark Souls 2. Six human effigies. Well, that seems useful. Alright, let's see if there's anything in the house to take. More human effigies. Well, that's a decent start, but apparently I will no longer be able to respec, so I am told, so I guess I better get my spec right the first time then. Alright, out the back door. And a bonfire. There we go. Attune spells. What does that do exactly? Oh, I assume it allows you to switch between spells. And then I assume you can burn an effigy? Reverse hollowing. Okay. Well, let's do one of those then. Nope, can't burn it at that bonfire.